Alright, so it's been a week now since the Oscar Guzman Flies Again update came out, and in that time everyone's had a chance to play through all of the new content and are now giving their thoughts on this update. Some people enjoyed the update for what it was and thought the new missions were fun and the new vehicles, like myself. Personally, I've been having a ton of fun using the AC-130 to hunt GTA Plus members and wind up kids on TikTok. But then there's also the other side of the player base which really didn't like this update. In fact, some people are calling this the worst update of all time. Now, straight away, this isn't the worst update of all time. It's not even close. So I thought that in this video, we'd quickly discuss the update and go over what some of the biggest complaints about this update are, as well as just discuss the update in general. Okay, so by far the biggest complaint I see is that there is not enough content. That Rockstar are being lazy because they only added like 3 vehicles and a couple of missions. Now, the very important part to note about this isn't a full-scale DLC. This is essentially just drip feed content from the Agents of Sabotage update. Just how the Clucking Bell farm raid was made into its own update, even though that was just drip feed of the, Chop Shop update. So straight away, to compare this update to full-scale updates like KO Perico or LS Tuners is not really fair, because ultimately this update is just drip feed from the Agents of Sabotage update. But as well as this, it shouldn't be a surprise that the update is going to be smaller. Like, it's not going to be as big as KO Perico or the Diamond Casino heist, and we shouldn't expect that either. In fact, the last couple years of DLCs has been getting progressively smaller and smaller and smaller. Really, for about the last 3 years or so, we've been getting small DLCs. And of course, this is because GTA 6 is right around the corner, and there's only a handful of people working on GTA Online still. You can fact check me if I'm wrong, but I saw on Twitter, I believe it was only about 6 people that actually worked on the Oscar Guzman missions. I think a lot of people don't understand. There's barely any people still working on GTA Online. Most of Rockstar's resources are going to GTA 6. In fact, we made a whole video on this topic because some people think that by updating GTA Online, it's delaying GTA 6, which isn't the case. So if you want to go check that out, that would be massively appreciated. But Rockstar is working on the next GTA game. They barely have anyone working on GTA Online, which is why the updates have been getting smaller and smaller. So I'm not really sure what people expected out of this update. As well as that, we've known for a while now what the contents of this update was going to be. We've known since December, so I'm not sure why it's a shock to a lot of people that the update was as small as it is. But yeah, all I have to say is that GTA Online is nearly at the end of its life cycle. It has less than a year until the next GTA game. Of course, Rockstar aren't going to be releasing massive DLCs now, as they only have a couple people working on the game. But the next big complaint I see is that the payout isn't worth it. Now, the buy-in price to be able to do the new missions is 1.4 million for the brand new hangar, and from that, with first time bonuses and whatnot, you get around 700k, so obviously you don't make your money back. However, I don't think it's really fair to look at this update and judge an update based on how much money you can make from it. There are a lot of other aspects to GTA Online, and I think the fact you can get a trade price on the AC-130 and the new helicopter makes this hangar worth it alone. Not to mention, right, the game is 12 years old. Any new content is going to be worth playing. There is genuinely some people out there that won't play these new missions because they don't pay a lot. Like, what? And I do just want to say these are pretty fun missions. I had an absolute blast playing them. Was quite pleasantly surprised, I won't lie. But why should we base the update based on how much money you can make from this? There are so many ways to make money in GTA Online. Most people at this point in the game's life cycle either have a modded account, right, or they have enough money to have everything they want 2 times over. The game is 12 years old. We have had 12 years of updates adding different ways to make money. Why are we complaining that this way isn't the best way to make money? You still have your KO Pericos, your contract updates, your Acid Lab, your bunker. Making money in GTA Online isn't hard. In fact, it's never been easier. And don't get me wrong, would it be nice to have a new best way to make money? Sure, yeah, of course it would be. But we can't really expect that, and it's not really needed with less than a year until the next GTA game. These missions are very much designed to be, you play them through once and that's that, just like the Diamond Casino. Just like the Diamond Casino, you know, you buy your penthouse, you play the missions, but you're not going to get all the money for the penthouse back. Like, there's nothing in the game you can buy and then make all the money back in one go. KO Perico, you don't make the money back from the Kasaka after your first heist. The Diamond Casino, you don't make the money back to get the arcade after your first heist. So why should we expect to make the same, if not more money than the buying costs for these missions? Like, it makes no sense. But yeah, personally, the payout's fine. You know, it's not meant to be a money-making method. It's just meant to be some new missions. Speaking of which though, and the final biggest complaint I see is that these missions are too difficult. And I'm just going to put it out there, right? And maybe it's because I'm a sad little no-life virgin, but I didn't find these missions hard at all. Like, the hardest mission and the big finale of this is you just go in a mogul shooting down a Titan. Then you get the occasional helicopter and missile that try to shoot at you and you just blow up, and it's really easy. So I'm not sure why people were saying this is too hard, but I mean, would you prefer this be dead easy? Like, you've got to want at least somewhat of a challenge. If it was a cakewalk, it would be completely boring. The reason so many people don't like KO Perico is because it's become ridiculously easy. A challenge makes it fun. The game wouldn't be fun if everything was easy and Rockstar held your hand through all the missions. But even with that being said, these missions aren't that hard. But yeah, with the complaints out the way, I just wanted to give my honest thoughts on the update. So when it comes to this update, this is one of the first updates in a while I've actually looked forward to. And it's not because I was expecting it to be a big update, because I wasn't. The last couple updates been added to GTA Online have just added cars as extra vehicles, or when they have added new aircraft, it's just been pretty insignificant. I think the last good one added was like the Raiju, and I can't remember how many years ago that was. But when I saw they're adding an AC-130 and a new basically Cargo Bob Mark II, I was really excited. And I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised by the new vehicles. As I mentioned earlier in the video, the AC-130 is a ton of fun, whether that's blowing up GTA Plus members or griefers. I have a blast. Is it the best vehicle in the game? No, definitely not. You're better off with a Sparrow or a Mark II if you're serious about killing people or grinding or whatever it is you're using it for. But just to switch things up and pretend you're in Modern Warfare 2, it's a ton of fun. And the new helicopter as well, it's basically a Cargo Bob Mark II, does everything the Cargo Bob does but better. Again, it's a nice addition. I much prefer that over just some generic car that you use for a week and that's that. And I mentioned earlier, but I'll say it again now, I was pleasantly surprised by the missions. Maybe it's because I'm into aviation and, you know, one of my favorite updates for this game was the Smuggler's Run DLC, but these missions were genuinely fun to play through. Would I play through them again? Probably not, but there's very few missions in the game I would go back and replay. So all in all, was this a bad update? No, not at all. Was it a smaller update in comparison to some other ones? Absolutely, but you know, we was expecting that. But to call it the worst update the game has seen is just not fair. You know, Rockstar could have released an absolute nothing burger of an update and that would be that, because obviously they're all working on GTA 6 now. But it's clear to see there was genuine thought and effort put into this update. Either that or my expectations are just so ridiculously low that I'll be surprised by anything. But nah, genuinely, not even glazing or anything, I did enjoy this update and the missions were fun to play through. And the AC-130 is something I can see myself trolling with for a while. But yeah, comment down below your thoughts on the update. I imagine this is going to be a controversial opinion when I say I liked it. We just do have to remember the fact that, you know, Rockstar are prioritizing GTA 6 and there's only a couple people still working on GTA Online. So just take it into account when comparing this update to, you know, other updates like KO Perico or the Heists update that had massive teams working on GTA Online. But yeah, comment down below your thoughts on it. Anyways, thank you all for the support on the channel and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care.